Canes don't play today. They play tomorrow at Philly. Today is a practice and travel day. Martin Necas, so far this season, his game has traveled, his game has returned, his game has been in every single opportunity to explode. And we touched on this the other day, and it's been rattling around in my brain, so I want to welcome you all in to a little bit of what goes on upstairs for me. Is it too early to start doing the on pace for statistics positively for somebody like Martin Necas? On pace for statistics, I lament them usually because through 10 games, someone's on pace for 2 goals this year. And it's like, all right, but yeah, chances are that's not going to be the case, right? Small sample size. Well, the Canes have played 17, and I touched on this the other day. Through 17 games, Martin Necas is on pace for 144 points. 53 goals, 91 assists. He is on pace for more than 2 times the amount of points he has ever had in a season. 71 is his career high from a couple seasons ago. He is on pace for 144. Now, I should have prefaced this being a little facetious. I don't believe Martin Necas is going to have 144 points. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's not going to stay on a point streak for the rest of eternity, although we'd love to see him continue it for as long as he possibly can. And so much of the story is where he was this offseason, right? It was the very public contract negotiations. It was the arbitration. It was the finally coming to the 2-year deal. It was the comments on some podcast made by his dad. It was the trade rumors. There was so much going on to then come into the season and be shot out of a cannon as far as production goes from the opening puck drop is a heck of a story. It is a testament to his ability to compartmentalize because obviously he was getting ready and developing and adding things to his game and playing well with his home country and some international events all off season while it would have been easy to be distracted. So part of the story is that. The other story is how far can he take it? The other story is it still feels astonishing when he puts up a multi-point night. Oh my goodness, he did it again. Look at this. He's on fire. You want to appreciate it, but how soon until it's like, damn, that guy. Nah, multi-points, yeah. Right? Am I going to be surprised every game? It's starting to feel, this is the way to describe it. It's starting to feel sustainable rather than a hot streak. And again, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying he's never going to have a game without a point. Heck, he might not have a point tomorrow against Philly, but I am saying that he is playing that well. I don't know why. Sorry for the ricochet shot coming your way, Dmitry Orlov. There was a game, a week or two ago where Orlov had 2 goals. Both came from impossible angles. Both were if Amazon, the advanced analytics that they give on Thursday Night Football, where they're like, that pass was, had a 1.2% chance to be caught. If they put those stats into NHL games, both of Orlov's shots would have been very unlikely to score, but fortuitous bounce, whatever, he scores 2 goals. That's not sustainable, right? That doesn't turn around and say, all right, Orlov's now a goal scorer. Necas is scoring goals and picking up assists that should be goals and should be assists. Right? The advanced analytics say, like, from this point, he's actually going to make this shot a decent amount. When he sets up a teammate, it's like they don't have to make some kind of superhero circus shot to finish the play because he's setting them up in a way that their skill level, their ability, they should be able to find the back of the net, and they often do. Now, luckily, I'm not superstitious. Are you superstitious, Graham?
I can be.
I'm
superstitious when it comes to like teams wearing specific uniforms and stuff.
I don't know. Well, this is a conversation for a different day. I don't know if that's all superstitious. Like, the Ravens wearing the All Blacks, I think look good, feel good, play good if you're more confident, if you feel like you're the baddest guy on the block because of what you're wearing, I think that helps. I don't know if that's all superstition. But I'm not superstitious, so I can talk like this about Necas' streak and not think that if it ends or if he starts playing poorly, it was my fault. I'm okay with that. If you're not, you can throw salt over your shoulder, go break a wishbone, and grab your lucky rabbit's foot. But I'm looking at this as far as hot streaks are one thing. Hot streaks are awesome, right? You catch fire for a little bit. A player plays well above their ability level, and they enjoy that run. You want to ride that wave as long as you can. That happens. But then there's this other thing that happens, which is a player with an astronomical skill set has the light come on, and now it's not a hot streak. It's a new level of play. Martin Necas, 25 years old? Has been trading on potential for a long time. There's been people saying if he puts it together, when he puts it together, he has the potential to be this, he has the potential to be that, but he hadn't quite gotten it all where he wanted it to be. If this is the light just turned on situation rather than a player playing above their ability for a period of time, then the Canes got exactly what they needed this offseason. Right? I've talked a few times about how coming into this year there was so much more unknown than coming into last year for the Canes. Right? Last year, the only new faces were Michael Bunting and Dmitry Orlov. Michael Bunting was going to play at best a supporting role in the forwards. Dmitry Orlov was somebody who was new to the Canes, but we had seen him play for a decade in the NHL. So there was almost no true unknown a season ago. This year, there's a ton. And luckily, it's been mostly pleasant surprises. It's been Shane Gostisbehere coming back to the team and acting like he never left. It's been Roslovic scoring at a rate much higher than anyone anticipated. It's been Jackson Blake, a rookie, not looking like a rookie. It's been Sean Walker, and we can go on and on. William Carrier, and we can go on and on. But there was, and you go back and find it, there were two players that were a part of the known. They were guys that were on the team last year, the year before. Guys that Canes fans were very familiar with, who it felt like there was another level they could reach. And if the Canes were going to take a big step forward, right, at this point we didn't know Roslovic was going to be scoring 9 goals in the first whatever games. We didn't know that some of the new guys were going to play the way they were playing. We looked at the Canes and we said if they're going to reach another level, two guys had the ability for a big step forward. It was Necas and it was Svetch. Necas because of the tantalizing ability, and we had all seen the sprints across the ice where you didn't have to see his number, you didn't have to really pay attention. Out of the corner of your eye, you knew if somebody was moving that fast, it must have been Necas. Like if he could realize, if he could understand what could unlock his ability, that was something that was going to let the Canes level up. And Svetch, similarly, because he has all the physical ability in the world, he has since he was drafted, but it was the first offseason in a while that he wasn't hurt. So you're looking for him to take a step up for finally having a non-rehab and recovery offseason. If Necas if this is just his new level, again, there will be ebbs and flows as far as, a good pass, does it lead to an assist or not? He's not going to be a 144-point guy. Or as Dennis would say, unless you're going to do it. He's not going to be a 144-point guy. But if this level of play is the new Necas, that's the kind of thing that can make the Canes not only not take a step back from last year, which I think it's obvious they haven't, but maybe take steps forward that not many were anticipating.
We had head coach Rod Brind'Amour, myself and Paul Ihander, we had head coach Rod Brind'Amour Next Up, the morning program, which you can listen to 9 to 10 right here on The Fan. When we spoke to Rod Brind'Amour prior to the season, we were kind of talking about how with all the changes that happened this offseason, you were going to expect some impact for some players, not just the new guys, but also returning players, such as a Martin Necas. And Rod Brind'Amour immediately said, yep, there's another one. And it's interesting. He used the analogy, Rod Brind'Amour is a baseball fan, but he used the analogy of he's the kind of player that hits singles, doubles, finds a way to get on base, but he has the home run skills in him. And he wanted to see him hit some home runs this season, and so far he might be getting ready to play in the home run derby if we're going to stay on this analogy.
He was asking for solo homers. He got 3-run shots and grand salamis. It's 17 games is very close to where I consider it sustainable. I mean, like, oh, he's on a hot streak for a fourth of a season. Like it can't be that, right? It's gonna eventually be normal, and I'm looking forward to crossing that threshold whenever we kind of allow ourselves to.